Hello there. Today we are going to start the first class of software engineering. Before I move on to this subject of software engineering, in this my class or today's video, we are going to discuss something about a definition of software and what are the nature, why the software has been changed, what is the legacy software definition, what are software laws, what are software maps. These are a few terminologies which you must be aware before starting this software engineering. So let's start with the slides. What is a software? Software plays a dual role. Yes, it plays a dual role. It is a product. What do you mean by product? It delivers all the computational facilities to you at your doorsteps. You can able to produce, you can able to manage the things, you can able to modify the things, you can able to display the required things, and you can able to transfer the information. It's something like that which behave like a product which can able to do different things. The second one, we can allow software is a vehicle for delivery of product. Yes, it is also act as a vehicle. What do you mean by that? Supports or directly provides system functionalities. What do you mean by system functionalities? Like it can able to add new things in your systems, and if you don't have any other requirement, if you have any new requirement, you can just modify the software based on the requirement and you can able to perform the task. Second one is control other programs like operating system. If you have two operating systems, like one is Windows, another one is Linux, you can able to control with the help of a software. Yes, we can able to do that one. Then effective communication with the help of a network, we can able to communicate. Help to build other software. Yes, there are tools which can able to help that things. So in my first slide, what I tell you of software is a dual role. It is a product as well as it's a vehicle product. Now let's have some question on software. Question about software haven't changed for a long period of decade. Why does software take so long to get finished? Why software takes so long to get finished? Why are the development is costing so high? These are the questions that haven't changed for a long period of time, and this we are going to see. And why these are the questions are there, and what are the answer for is as we move on to our software engineering things, we can able to see it. Why can't we find all error before the software, before a given software, or before this when we tell to the customer or before the customer start using it? Why can't we find the error? Why we has to make so much of time or efforts to maintain the existing software? Why do we continue to have difficult in measuring the progress of a software? These are the basic questions. Now if I has 1 2 3 4 5, if I have 5 questions, I can tell you these are the basic questions go on from a long decade. We says that why does the software take so long to finish, why it costs so high, and then why we cannot able to show the error before the customer have this. These are the questions which is carried out. Now what do you mean by software? It's nothing but configuration of a program, then documentation and data. Is it right? When you write a program, you also write a helpline. If you develop a project, you need to have a develop a project, you need to develop a helpline, you need to have a documentation for it, and what are the data you are using it. So it's nothing but configuration of program, document and data. So software is nothing but a configuration of program, document and data. Moving down to other slides, definition of software all inclusive means all the things which we are for instruction. What do you mean by for instruction? The computer program that when you execute provide a desired feature, function and performance. When the computer programmer is executing, it has to provide what is the desired output, what the function it is going to perform, and how it is going to perform. Correct? That is the part of instruction. What is the data structure that enable the program to manipulate some information? Then the documentation describing the operation. Go back here, it's instructor, and then these are the documentation of all the performance. Documentation, that is nothing but your help line, help documentation. This is the programmer, and the computer which is performing all the data. But how? With the help of a program. That program has to be do the manipulation of information. This has to be there in software. Correct? The next move on. What are the characteristics of software? Software is an engineer. Yes, is engineered. It is not manufactured somewhere down the line. It is a classic sense. Correct? Impact on management of software. There is a huge impact of management on software. Software does not vary. It doesn't get old. In my next class, I'll tell you the graph why it is goes up. It's just a hardware tub. There is a curve which is available how the hardware and software goes up, that we can able to see in my next class. Software is very complex, although industry is moving towards a component base. What do you mean by components? Developing a step by step process for each program or each part. The program is divided into two and three parts, and these two parts, one and two, are developed separate, and these three part, let's take example 1, 2 and 3, are developed separate, and then they combine. Each one is called component base. Most software continue to custom build. What do you mean by custom build? As per the requirement of the customer. Now, why there is a graph I told you of? This is a failure rate and this is ideal curve. And if you see it, this is what our software thinks. It goes up, it's our ideal care. But once you start, there is a change, then failure occurs, then this is our actual curve. Why this is coming up? There is a change requirement based on the adaptability of the services, the adaptability how the customer goes back, how things are going in accordance with that one. Changing nature of software, yes. Why it is changing the nature? System software means systems are getting updated. Application software, there are a lot of application. Everybody need a software for each and application for it. Engineering, scientific purposes, new technologies coming, you are using for engineers, you are using for scientific purposes. Embedded system, new technologies came in, it which was not there till 2000. Embedded system came into existence where you are using product inline software. For this product, this is the software. For this product, this is the software. Web-based application, there are a lot of web-based where you can able to monitor your things from the web. AI softwares, these are the changing nature of software. So, yes, because changing the hardware is getting changes. Based on that one, software has to change. Application software, there are many application software available. There is an engineering software and scientific natures of this software. Embedded systems, a small chip where everything is been software is embedded into that. Product line software, for each product there is a different one. Web-based application and everything. Why software new categories came into exist? One is wireless networks, correct? Then net sourcing web, where every application can able to do based on web. Then open source, where everything is available, you can download all those things. And also we have got many things like data mining came into existence, grid computing, software for non-technologies using, and more importantly, all these are available on this one. So these are new things which are available for software. New things, basic thing is now like your mobile phones, wireless networks which will come into existence. New softwares are coming for your wireless one. Network sourcing, where you can able to do all the process based on your network. Open source, you can able to download all those things. Legacy software, as I told you before that I'm going to see all those things, the basic definition today's. What is legacy software? Support the old software, we call it, that one is old software. Support core business functionalities, having business clarities and everything. Exhibit poor qualities because it's a old one. Like if I take to Windows and I'm using Windows 7, then you can take, it's an old quality software. Poor documentation, we cannot able. Poor testing, if I using old software, old, not one, old updated WhatsApp, it's poor quality. That now if I say tell you of the WhatsApp which was there in 2016 or 15, that becomes a legacy software. I'm going to update that software based on my environment, based on my software, based on my hardware product, based on my, that has to support everything. correct? And then legacy software, reason for evolution, software must be adopted. As I told you, adaptations, software must be enhanced. It has to get enhanced to the new technologies, new environment, new changing life of the society and everything. Software must exhibit to make interportable. It has to run on different softwares, different computers. Software must be re-architecture. These are the parts of what you call legacy software. Definitions. Then, as I told you, there are some rules which we are going to see. Software one, the law of continuous changes, which was published in 1974. E-system is nothing but your software. E-type system must continuously adopt that they become progressively less satisfactory. They have to adapt to the new changes. The law increase complexity. This, it says that complexity should be increased unless the work is done to maintain or reduce it. Complexity should be increased unless if the work is not done, you have to increase the complexity and you have to do the work. Law of self-regulations. Self-regulations means distribute, product, process and other things close to normal. Law of conservation. The average effective global activity rate of evolution has to change. Law of conservation, that has to be preserved, developed, sale, personal use, for example, must maintain all the content, behavior, attach, satisfaction, everything. Law of continuous growth, it has to take continuous growth. If you don't grow, that's all, you cannot able to survive. Quality, equality should not be declined. Law of quality decline 1996. You see the year 1974, 1975, 1974 again, then 1980, 1980, 1980, 1990, 1996 came. Then feedback, whatever the you are using, you have to give feedback. That came into 1996. These are software evolution rules which were there. So the first law was published in 1974. The changing laws and everything. Then legacy software, I have already seen this one. Sorry. Then software methods. What do you mean by that? There are few things. There are managers, customers and everything. After manager, customer and other stakeholders, and particularly the person who is using it now or who is developing it, believe are different. But if they don't do it properly, that lead to a bad decision. Instead of relying on your native, you have to go through software engineering. Everywhere there is a software engineer that has to perform the task, affect managers, customer and the stakeholders, other things which are available. I'll go deep in this one. Now, what are the management say? We already have a book that is full of standard and procedure for build a software. We are going to standard, we are going to follow up with, we have a book, we are going to follow up everything. Won't that provide people of everything they need to know it? We have a rules and everything that has to follow it, but they not use, it is not updated, they are not focused on time, quality. They have got the rule book which are all the rules are available. They say to that we are going to follow it, but they are not focused on quality, they are not focused on completeness, they are not focused on time. If we get behind, we can add more programmers and then catch up. How can you do it? We cannot do it. Adding people at the late at software project, make it later, means we are going to hire it. Let's start the project, we are going to hire the project later on. That's going to become training time. We are not going to do the training time for that. If I decide the outsource of my software project, the third party, I just relax this. You got a project, I'll give it to third party, they will do it. No, they are not going to do it. The end of the day, that's going to affect everything. That is what the management says. Management says that there is a rule book, we have to follow that, but they are not concentrating on quality, time and everything. These, they are not concentrating on what you call, they are giving, they are not hiring a required programmers and they are going to give it to third party. What is the customer? General statement, ambiguous statement. They just give it that they can fill the, I'll fill it later on. If you give what are the requirement you want, you just give initial value, then I'll fill the later. With that one, it affect project requirement continuously changes, but changes can easily be accommodated. No, it cannot be adopted. It cannot be gone through the definition of all those things.